I've gotten a 500 million views. I use auto on my camera. I don't know how to use Premiere Pro. I am the most basic editor.
What's it like working with some of the biggest names?
We walked into Grant Cardone's house and he offered me and Luis.
Wow. How do you get into all of this?
I was a very early adopter on TikTok. That just led to, client of client. Brandon Carter, Chris Crone, Ryan Pineda. We took Grant's account from 0 to 100K in about 30 days. Before I knew it, it was like 25 clients. It was doing $1 million a year.
You freaking content savage.
I have wet dreams about doing shit like that. I want to make the industry better. The best way for a video editor in my eyes is to get to 10K a month. That ultimately that is your roadmap.
All right, what's happening, y'all? I'm here with my boy, Ryan. He is like the viral king of short form content. You're almost at what, half a billion? Or
half a billion.
Half a billion views.
500 million, like.
500 million views. And someone I connected with a while back, who's just, I've seen continuously make moves, scale his agency, help the community, which is huge.
I do like that.
So we're fortunate enough to sit down with him for a couple minutes here today and just like pick his brain on just what he's learned over time, just working with some of the biggest names in the industry. A lot of the reels you see, the style, that came from him. He was obsessing on that before anyone was even doing talking head reels and crazy subtitles and stuff. So Ryan, dude, welcome, man.
Thanks for having me. And it's funny because we connected at a Jason Capital event. We were both sitting in the back of the room, kind of not talking to each other. JC's a really good friend of mine, and you were in his mastermind group getting coaching. And I was honestly just kind of there because we were going to go out that night. And I saw you working, and then I think you were like text arguing with an editor or something of that nature. And I just happened to be eavesdropping on your screen, and I saw it. And I was like, and then we just started talking. We started bitching about video editors. The next thing you know, and then I was like, oh, you were with Content Creator Got Tom. And I had known that they were very big. I was like, oh, and then we've continually talked ever since. So, thank you for having me. And I value what you're doing. I love your content, man. Like I wanted to get more exposure. So if hopefully I can help you get more exposure.
Of course.
Because you do some cool stuff. And like, it's so funny because I was telling you the other day when we got here, I was like, I love when you post like on your story, like I just went deep sea fishing and we went off the grid for like 4 days and got all kinds of crazy footage. Like I have wet dreams about doing shit like that. Yeah. Instead me, I'm like, oh, it's cool. I get to go film some videos of Grant Cardone, which is cool. But that's not exciting to me anymore. Like what you do is exciting to me because I'm like, I want to go on a boat and maybe die for footage. Like,
yeah, dude. So that's part of what's always driven me in business is like, and especially keeps me focused when I know I have a big travel block coming up.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who cares about going out this weekend? Like we're gonna go off the grid in the Bahamas or Antarctica or North Pole. Like we've been some crazy places. Even right now, one of the guys on the team is in Kenya filming a commercial. Cool. So we got like 4 people out there doing the safari and he's just capturing all of that. So for me, a lot of it, like sharing that is like, hey, there's a way to build your business to a level where you can have systems. And if you can't unplug for 4 days, something's wrong with your systems. True. So it's a way for me to stress test our shit. When you don't look at anything for a couple of days, internally I'm freaking out, but like I don't have Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I can't.
And then you come back and you're like, wait, we grew, we closed a deal, wait. Okay, that's always given me confidence as we've kind of grown where it's hard to step out of the day-to-day. It's hard to step away from your baby. The clients are expecting you to be there, So it's this weird like in between where I'm like, okay, I know I'm supposed to be teaching people business, but like I love to travel and make fucking weird content,
Dude, the weird content is the best. I have like, I love GoPros. I started like, because we can get into like my agency, but before I started my agency, I was kind of bored and I was broke. That combination doesn't usually work well together. And I was like, man, I could start a new YouTube channel, but it's gonna be really hard. And I don't know if I want to do that yet. So I floundered around and I'm like, I love taking pictures with my GoPro, which is like a GoPro's not really a photo camera, but I like the weird, huge wide angle photos that it creates. So I got really good at it. I started a YouTube channel just showing you how to take better pictures with your GoPro. It's still out there today. We type in rhyming and GoPro, it's all there. Great tutorials, by the way, that I put out there. I was spending like 12 to 15 hours on these videos. Like, brand new channel. No money ever gonna be made, but I was so obsessed with like, I would go out and take GoPro photos. Me and my daughter would go out, we'd take like photo shoots. Yeah. Like we'd be like hanging around train tracks with my GoPro. Yeah. We'd be at the beach. Like, but that started like, I wanted to do like a campaign or whatever where I really want to win the GoPro, like a shot in the GoPro video. Yeah. Because it's like 10 grand a clip. Yeah. And I'm like, what crazy shit can I do to get a clip?
We could probably come up with something.
Yeah. So I might hit you up about that because actually I did have a friend who had a boat, and I was like, I live in Florida. It's got to be something near the water on a boat.
Yeah.
Like that's how I could win that. You know, because you see the GoPro videos, and there's always that one crazy underwater shot.
Yeah.
The last one had a girl swimming through like 1,000 jellyfish.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if you died for
what
that
about
shot.
1,000 alligators?
Yeah, that could be.
I can make that happen, dude.
I don't know. If
I got the spots.
Okay.
We go when it's cold though, so they don't move too much.
They're still alligators.
Yeah, but like, come on. Just
I would be excited to do that though. I think we can make that happen. But yeah, I started that, like I was doing that like creatively, which kind of led into like the agency because like I was like, I'm
so
broke.
what were you doing? Because it's funny, I was always messing around with a GoPro growing up. Like I was the guy who had the GoPro in like college parties, and there were people like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. Like it's just like filming shit, you know.
Yeah.
So what were you doing before the agency, and like how did you get into all of this?
Yeah. So I was a very early adopter on TikTok, which I'm grateful that I was an early adopter on TikTok because anytime you can be early or first to something, you will succeed. And prior to being on TikTok, and essentially TikTok made me cool. Like I believed in TikTok when it wasn't really a thing yet. It was 15-second videos. And I have our mutual friend, Jason Capital. I was starting to put videos up, and I actually got engaged in Bora Bora. And the first video that I made for TikTok was just a GoPro video of pictures and clips from Bora Bora when getting engaged. And I put it up on TikTok, and I was like, whatever. I used a trending sound. Just the irony is I hate trending sounds, but I used it for that video. And it did like 1 million views.
Damn.
Like the second video I posted. And then all of a sudden, I had like 20,000 followers.
That's crazy.
And I was like, now, the irony of that is that was 20,000 women who were interested in engagement videos. I found that out later. But I was like, yo.
There's something there.
There's something here.
Yeah.
And then I started looking at like my strengths. I'm like, okay. So prior to that, I had a YouTube channel where I taught guys how to dress better to get laid. I never really hit it big on YouTube. Like I got 26,000 subs, but I did get a lot of views. And I've always been better at getting views than driving followers. And so that was always like, you know, so I was always approached by brands for brand deals, and I was always paid by brands to be like, hey, we want to get your take on this ad, or like, and that's what I was doing to make money, you know, around the COVID time. Like I wasn't in videos, but like I worked with, you know, Beard Brand. I worked with, you know, I helped out Aaron Marino and a lot of the fashion guys because that was like a niche I was in. And my YouTube channel was like the first one to be like, wear this and get laid.
Yeah.
And nobody was saying that back then. Now everybody fucking says that shit. But like nobody did it back then, which led to me making digital products. And that business allowed me to lead up into TikTok because I was able to kind of, like, I stopped doing all that because I got engaged and I had a daughter. And I just did not feel right making content about going out and getting laid when I wasn't. I'm a big believer in just doing what I preach.
Yep.
And, you know, well, I can tell somebody how to dress better. I'm not going out and getting laid, you know? So that led me to this weird place, which led up to me starting the GoPro stuff and, you know, having little clients here, like was doing some of the Gary Vee style progress bar videos. And I started making vertical Instagram stories. I was heavily inspired by, because Peter McKinnon made a video with his friend Jesse Driftwood, and he was making those vertical stories. And I was like, those are cool.
Jesse's stories were the best back then, dude.
You know, so I took my GoPro and I started making vertical stories. That's why I had the footage from my engagement. And I went almost a year straight, never missing a day. And I would just make these stories. And my Instagram grew to like 10,000, which was nothing in grand scheme of things anymore. But I got good with vertical. Like, I understood the aspect ratio. Not that I think it's complicated for those watching, but like, I just found that I was more natural when I turned the camera sideways.
Yeah.
And then when TikTok, like when I saw the attention going to TikTok, I was like, now's the time to create something on TikTok that I would have wanted to create on YouTube, which is helping video people make videos and make more money. Because that was, the people that were doing that on YouTube was full-time filmmaker, content creator, a lot of the people that you worked with. And I was like, I got to compete with them, and they're really fucking good. They got guys like you helping them.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so I said, well, maybe I can teach in 15 seconds. And I put myself to a challenge, like 1 video a day for 90 days. I was like, I can do that. And I only had 1 hour because I was it was lockdown.
Yep.
My now wife is a nurse, so she's going to work every day. You know, we don't really know what's going on. Like, I have a lot of conspiracy theories about what that was, but you know, everybody's confused. But I'm home with my daughter, who at the time was 4. So she watched her cartoons and left me alone for about 1.5 hours per day. That was when I went into my bedroom and I filmed the TikTok video. I turned my Sony 6400 sideways. I used a 16 millimeter lens. I used a Sennheiser shotgun mic because I was close to the camera. I took neon lights. I strung them behind my bed. It looked like a porn set. And, you know, I just started filming TikToks. And I posted, and I would film. I'd immediately go outside and I'd edit it.
Yeah.
And I'd post it. And I did that every day for 9 days. I think about the 10th or 15th video I did, on the same account as the Bora Bora video, mind you, was about ring lights. And the ring light video got like 600,000 views, and it drove another 10, 15,000 followers. So, and I just kept seeing the growth.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I am early. Nobody cares about TikTok yet. So then I went to because I had a decent following in the fashion world with my YouTube.
Yep.
I started hitting up one by one my fashion friends. Beard Brand, Aaron Marino, Antonio, and I started doing their TikToks. And even prior to that, I built some case studies, which I recommend everybody to do to make money. Like, I did my good friend Elliot Hulse, who's a massive YouTuber, and my friend Chris Barnard is a big YouTuber. I did both of their accounts for free with hopes of a profit share at some point. We never did anything that made money, but I grew both of their accounts to well over 100,000. And then I got my first paying client, which was Adley Kinsman. Adley is a big content creator on Facebook. It's at Adley. I grew her account from 0 to 1 million in about 6 months. She was paying me $750 a month.
Wow.
Like,
I wish I got in on early, Ryan.
That was a stretch. That was what I could charge back then.
Right.
And then I had those case studies, and those case studies, I joined a Facebook group, which it was TikTok Marketing Secrets. The owner of the Facebook group is this guy named Michael Sanchez. Michael Sanchez, we have become friends. He owns the software Talk Audit. I was using the software Talk Audit as an early beta user. He would offer coaching calls and stuff, and I would just buy them from him. And, you know, I do that to make friends. Like, you know, like, not that I have a problem making friends, but I was like, yo, this guy's got a cool Facebook group. It's in early stages. Like, $100 for an hour? Cool. Sign me up. So I would buy 3 or 4 at a time. And he was, you know, and that's another way to get people's attention, mind you. If somebody's offering coaching, just buy 2 of them.
Yeah.
Back to back on different accounts, so they see your name twice. Just a hack to make friends and find cool people. But we did a bunch, and he ended up having a mastermind group. You know, he helped me with some of my clients' videos, and then he realized that I had him look at my account. And because at first I was just focused on the clients, my account was getting kind of the back seat. But I was one of the first educators who was heavily editing their TikTok videos.
Yeah.
As in, I didn't use the app. I edited, you know, funny enough, I don't know how to use Premiere Pro. At the time, I was using ScreenFlow, which is a screen recording software that just so happens to have a very basic editor. Reason I like it is it's fast, you know? So I was able to edit out, you know, 4K quality, you know, bokeh, you know, where nobody had that because it was all cell phone dances. And that, now everybody has that, but back then that stood out.
Yep.
And that just led to, you know, client after client. And then I landed Grant Cardone. He was the first big paying TikTok client I got. He started at $3,000 a month, and that was unheard of because only TikTok getting $3,000 a month is fucking what? It's all children on there washing their hands and dancing.
Yep.
You know, so we took Grant's account from 0 to 100K in about 30 days. Went on to take him to 1 million in around 4 months. From Grant came Ryan Pineda. He was already active on TikTok, and they were coming to me because I was chopping content very fast. As in clipping, before anybody called it clipping.
Yep.
And it had a very unique style to my videos. And that style was, 1, they were edited when most weren't edited. And 2, we were putting obnoxiously big subtitles on these videos. And I did that for Grant, I did that for Ryan, and then those 2 led me to a couple that is very popular on the internet that talks about business that I can't say their names. They may or may not be known for those subtitles. And yeah, it just fucking infected the internet. And then after that, they blew up. And I started getting more attention on my account too. And before I knew it, it was like 25 clients. It was doing $1 million a year. And I had 15 editors.
Dude, this is what I love about Ryan, because Ryan is a freaking content savage and is obsessed with what he does. Like in the same way that I've just obsessed on the certain things we do with our videos and systems or whatever. Like I never imagined I would have a 10-person agency and we would be doing like 7 figures in sales and shit. So I feel like that's going back to the JC event, like where we really connected on stuff. What's it like working with some of the biggest names in the industry? Because everyone else watching them on screen is like, oh my God, Grant Cardone. But you're like, yeah, my boy Grant, you know.
Yeah, like some of them are different. Like Grant, I wouldn't say that we're friends. Like I talk to Gerard much more than I talk to Grant.
Sure.
But because we have filmed with Grant, we also film with Elena. We also make videos with Sabrina. But the thing is like I have a different perspective because we also work with very polarizing figures. Like we worked with Jordan and Michaela Peterson for about 6 months. They went on to work with Daily Wire because they got, and they couldn't work with external agencies, so we had to sever our relationship. We work with Modern Wisdom Podcast, Chris Williamson. We currently are helping out Cody Sanchez. There's a massive amount of people. And it's like you see them online, but to me, I think the difference is I've always made it a point. While all of them are very successful, and I'm like, I don't like to be a fan.
Right.
Like, and I don't say that as a derogatory. Like, I have people that are fans of my stuff, and I'm fans of Grant. I'm fans of Cody. I'm fans of all these people. Fans of Hermosis and all these huge creators. Like, but I always tried to separate myself of if I have a big enough following when I start working with them, then they'll respect me more as a creator, not a video editor. And that was my goal with TikTok. And I was like, if I can get my TikTok big enough, which in my eyes, that was 100,000 followers.
Yep.
Like I said, and I still believe in that.
Yeah.
You can get to 100,000 followers on any platform.
Yeah.
You have a level of respect that is given to you without you saying anything.
Yep.
So when a lot of these people were talking to me, even early on, because I still had like 40, 50,000 followers on TikTok, and it was more than most of my clients at the time. They respected me more, so they talked to me more like a friend. It wasn't like a you work for me kind of thing.
Right.
And that relationship has just led to like I do treat a lot of my friends. So it's like when their videos are doing bad, like I'm not sleeping well at night. Like and when they're upset if like my editors mess something up, they text me. So it like that relationship is I guess it's hard to manage because it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But I think that a lot of the biggest creators, because of the nature of the internet, you have to say controversial things. You have to stand out. And the people I work with are so fucking polarizing that they stand out so much that I do think they get misrepresented just by their views and opinions. When at the end of the day, they're the same people. But like the first thing we walked into Grant Cardone's house and he offered me and Luis espressos. Like, do you want me to get you one?
Yeah.
Like he went and made us one. Grant Cardone, like
pretty sweet story.
Like I'm like, and it's all like, and he's got a security guard back here.
Yeah, and
it's like Sabrina shares like she can't go on a run without running with her security guard has to be able to keep up with her when she runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, it's like they live totally different lives, and it's like it's just when you peel back the curtain and you see behind the scenes, it's like they're fairly normal people.
They're still human.
Yeah, with extraordinary,
it's still a person,
personalities, and I think it's cool. Like, but they're all very particular about them on the internet.
Sure.
Like how they are portrayed. Like,
so are you the same way? Because I know
I'm
I
a
am.
diva.
Like I am with my content. I'm just like, dude, like this was representing not just me, but the company, like all this above. And I learned a trick from you where I actually had our social media manager just take over the account for 30 days.
Yep.
And then we had the 24 hours. If 24 hours went by and I'm like, we need to take that down, we would.
Yeah.
But there were a couple where I would not have posted them and they just popped.
Yep. You're the worst critic, myself included. So when I look at something, I don't see the value that the video can bring. I see I'm bloated because I drank last night. Or fuck, I should have shaved. Or why is that wrinkle on the middle of my shirt? I should have ironed it. Or like, man, there's somebody sitting behind me that looks weird. Like, and those things, I can assure you, the biggest creators all think the same thing.
Yeah.
And what we did, knowing that, we put in a clause in our contract that, you know, you don't get, and this is like freaks everybody out when I tell them this, like clients are, and myself included, I'm unable to revise a video or make changes until it's been posted for 24 hours. And in doing that, I would not have had some of the growth I've had on my account if I paid more attention to that.
So to give people context, how many videos is the agency doing a month?
Yeah, so we post on average. So we have 18 clients right now. We do 2 videos a day on average for every single client. Sometimes we do more, sometimes we do slightly less. On average, so my editing team has to produce 33 videos every day so they get the weekends off. Because my editors work Monday through Friday. The editing workload is 6 videos a day, 5 days a week.
Okay.
I pay my editing team, from what I've discovered, far more than anybody does, which is why I think I have some of the most loyal and best editors. The average editor on my company makes $4,000 a month for that. They also get paid every 2 weeks. So 33 videos a day. So we cover the span of 7 days a week. We post, you know, for most clients, it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So 33 times 4, somewhere around 150 videos a day are being posted. It can skew up to 200 if like we're posting to Twitter, LinkedIn, you know, with some clients we do for. So best I can guess, it's around 4,000 videos a month are being posted.
So if there was one revision on 4,000 videos a month with 18 clients, what would that look like in terms of operations?
So I get upset and I think that we are slow, which I've come to find out we are not. From the time a video is downloaded to be edited, it is ready to be posted in roughly 3 days. That used to be much longer, but if there's a revision, if you're our client and a video is ready to be posted and you're like, hey, I have a wrinkle on my shirt, you know, go back and put a graphic over it. It's 3 days in the process of getting back to the editor, 3 days. It's another week before you can get that video posted. Yeah. And I was like, dude, we can't do that. Like, because we don't even know if that's even worthy to be upset about. Right. You know, so I put in for context, I put in there, like, the client we post all the videos too, which is something that I'm glad more agencies are doing that now. Yeah. And that's not posting with an automated software. Right. Automated softwares will fuck up your account. I don't care what anybody tells you. Like, for whatever reason, they will suppress your views. And agencies like to make it easy for themselves and schedule out all these posts. Now so we have manual posters, like they're in America, because that's another thing. If you have an editor who's from the Philippines and they post from the Philippines, that fucks up your account. And VPNs are hit or miss. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. And I've just always lived, all of my clients are so big, it's like I'm not gonna risk an account with a VPN when I can pay somebody, a human, to post this for me. So like any revision and all that care, like there's probably 5 or 6 people that put eyes on a video before it's posted. And at first that was a very hard sell to the client. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's a little rocky. A little scary. You know? But now as my reputation has grown, they trust me. And I put that in the contract too. You have to give us at least 90 days to just let us run your account. We're not going to damage your brand. We're only there to get you more views and exposure, and we're going to keep your brand intact, and you're not going to be upset about it. And they say yes. And I've had more than, I can't count how many times somebody says, I would have never posted that video. It got 1 million views, and I got 20,000 followers. That happens so much. One for me specifically was a video that Luis clipped of me speaking at a Jason Capital event 8 years ago. I don't even look like that person anymore. Like, Luis made it, posted it, it got 1 million views. It drove me like 15,000 followers.
I think this is what also drives me personally crazy, because like I film everything. Yeah. Like we do like multiple live streams, and every time I meet someone interesting, I'm like, Lou, let's do a podcast. Yeah. So our editing board just continues to stack. I'm like, the world needs to hear and this person's story or see this travel trip or whatever. So a lot of my drive comes from like, dude, we just gotta I need to figure out the system for myself to keep just sharing with the world.
Absolutely.
And then it's like, well, we figured it out. Yeah, client, we can help you, but like I need cash because we only work with good people stateside too. And like, I'm not gonna deal with the stress of managing a lot of idiots when like you need a team to be at the level to get to the next levels.
You can save money on edits by going overseas and doing that. A lot of money you can be saved. But for me, the speed of getting those videos ready to go only bogs down my best talent. And that's, I learned that pretty fast. Because I tried to pay $10 an edit.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could pay $10 an edit. Like,
it's not there.
It's just not, I don't live in that world. Like, Grant Cardone, Modern Wisdom, they don't get $10 edits. Like, they're world-class people.
Yes.
Like, you can't go cheap on that.
Yep.
So, I do, because I pay per video, I pay over $30 to $50 per video to my team. Like, that's why I charge what I do. And we film a lot of cases. I have multiple people clipping their podcasts and clipping their stuff. It's not just one person doing everything. It's multiple people.
Right.
So it's fucking expensive.
It does. People don't realize how much work actually goes into the edit on something, even just cleaning up. Like if you script and record and like still have to clean it up, add B-roll, subtitles, like load it up, get the copy done. Like there's all these other elements.
And there's a lot of help. Like I do love that AI is getting much better. I don't think it's there yet to just put your podcast through AI and hope that it goes viral. I did actually, so Opus AI is like one of the big ones. Like I met some of the uppers there, higher levels. I don't know who they were, but they were at the Think Media event, Grow with Video Live, that I was at a few months ago. And I went out to the booth and they had seen my videos. And I've openly said, somebody send me a link to a video that was made by an Opus AI that has 1 million views, that you didn't make any changes to. I've never gotten one.
No.
Ironically, one of the guys there's like, I got one. I was like, one? That's it? He's like, no, we got quite a few, but I want to show you. And I'm always open to I don't want to be a dick and be like, fuck your software. Like, I'm like, show me. Like, I want to believe it.
Right.
I need to see it. Like, and he did, and he showed me a couple videos, and the irony is most of them were Grant Cardone. And what that tells me though is, one, the softwares are getting better, but two, Grant Cardone's a very viral person.
Yeah.
Like,
and he's well known, and people recognize his face too. That all helps.
So that was funny that was there, but to their defense, dude, I saw one.
I have messed with this comes up in conversation a lot in like my community, like what AI tools should we be using, going all in on. I'm like, don't go all in on anything, dude. Like look at it as like your nights and weekends. This is your side hustle to keep learning and dedicating 10% of your energy towards AI, because I spent 2 months messing with Opus and then Riverside clips and all of these. And I'm like, dude, it's not there. You always need to make the tweak. The pacing isn't there. It doesn't conclude.
It is. It's always just like it gets the clip, but not all the clip.
Right. So it's a tool in my mind to quickly identify a couple sections, but I'm still like, you gotta listen to it. You can't just look at the text. Like there's all these little the 0.25 second delay versus a 0.5 second delay makes a difference. You know.
There is one tool that we use, which I need to get an affiliate link for. I really like Pod Squeeze.
Okay.
I think it's like $50 a month. It's similar to Opus, but it gives you more stuff. You put in the raw file, or you can find the YouTube link, and it transcribes it, it time codes it. But what it does, it gives show notes, keywords, it gives you a lot of information. And the reason I like it is not, and it does spit out clips, but they're never any good. But it gives you, it's very fast it transcribes it, it time codes it so you can sift through it really fast. And you can also see it summarizes it for you for a post, and you can look at what it thinks is a good post, plus you can go back. It just gets the points very organized.
Sure.
So we've been using that quite a bit for
especially multiple people working on the team.
Yes.
An hour-long podcast to get the full summary, the clipper needs it, the editor needs it, there's all these other people. The copywriter needs to know what the full thing's about.
Yep.
That's how we've been using it too. Just like, here's the quick note, so you don't need to go watch this full hour long.
And even if you did, you could read the transcript faster than you can watch it too.
Yeah.
Like, because you can skim and you can see the time codes, and it works better. Like, I am a fan of that software, Pod Squeeze. Like, it works.
Let's shift gears a little bit away from like the agency side and talk a little bit more about just like, if I'm a creator who's trying to grow my channel and like make moves.
Yeah.
So let's go through. I'm going to speed fire some questions out here.
Got you.
Best time to post.
Doesn't matter.
Best hashtags to use.
I haven't used a hashtag in 3 years.
Should you use music in your reels?
No, but I like putting music on some of my day in the life videos I've recently been making, only because I like how the music makes the video look.
Yes.
But for clients, we don't use music because it's too much of a liability. Specifically, a lot of my clients are so big. If one of my editors uses the wrong song, or it's just they get cease and desist letters, it's bad news.
Yep.
So it's not worth the liability. And they don't, like, trending sound, they don't do shit. They don't add to the video. Like, it's still, the video's got to be good.
I'm with you. What about as far as like, if I don't know how to get started, what should I do?
I am a big fan of TikTok. Only reason being now even more than ever, I think TikTok makes you a better creator faster than anywhere else. Reason I say that is TikTok is like that coach that talks shit to you and tells you what you absolutely need to hear. Because, like, I make a lot of videos. I think everything I say is fucking awesome. I put that shit on TikTok, and I will find out very quickly that video was not awesome. And TikTok is brutal with telling you what is a good video. And some people can argue whether or not that's good or not. But if a video you post on TikTok gets 200 views, it's like, that's a cold hard truth that was not a good hook, or they did not give two shits about whatever you had to say.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, it'll tell you really quickly what does work and what was a good hook and what was a good video to go viral. And 9 times out of 10, we post a video to TikTok. If it gets 1 million views, it goes on Instagram, it gets 1 million views. It goes on YouTube, it gets 1 million views. And it's just easy for new creators to just get exposure.
Sure.
Now, TikTok for me is purely reach and exposure. Like, the more views I'm getting on TikTok, and like, as a new creator who has no following,
yep.
A couple viral videos on TikTok can drive you 10,000 followers on Instagram, because obviously you can link the two, but people, they just see your name and face and they're like, yo, does this person have an Instagram? It's like, and they may need to see 5 or 6 videos on TikTok to then go to Instagram and follow you there. Like, and then same thing, now you're posting those videos on Reels too.
Yep.
It's going to take a while before you get a little bit of an account authority, because I do believe in account authority. That's why you can see a lot of the bigger accounts, they have a floor.
Yeah.
Like, it's rare that I have an Instagram video that doesn't get around 10,000 views. Like, that's like Instagram has kind of said you've earned this, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I could be hypothetical. But there's an account authority that happens, So a new account on Instagram is really hard to grow. Same thing with YouTube. Like, I posted, YouTube came late for me. I posted 180 videos on YouTube Shorts before I got a 1 million view video on YouTube. And in those 180 videos, there was probably 100 or so videos that crushed on my TikTok account.
Interesting.
Like, and then boom. But then it was like 181, 1 million views, subscribers come. Now my account has momentum. I believe that everybody should make at least a minimum of 100 videos as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And they're all going to be shitty.
Yeah. I look at my channel, dude, and it's just so random for the last 8 years. It goes from like the random travel stuff to the business podcast to just like, but that's also what has been fun and part, I think, the journey of figuring out what you enjoy doing when it comes to the content. And like the same thing with music on vlogs. Like, dude, I don't ever care about like finding a royalty free and monetizing a vlog. I'm like, yo, drop a fucking banger and let's make this video amazing.
I like that song. I know I'm not going to get paid by it.
Like, it doesn't matter to me. It's more about like the creative outlet and still having fun with why I started doing all this in the first place, instead of just obsessing nonstop for the next level of business and whatnot. Sweet, dude. So I also know, on top of the agency side of stuff, you're also like teaching people on short form. I came to your conference back in January?
January.
Yeah, that was awesome. Really good time. You guys are in the Florida area.
I'm going to do it again. I don't have a date yet.
I'm sure he's going to be.
Yeah, it'll be January, early February. If
it was a good conference. Definitely come through. I'll be there.
Right.
So just tell me a little bit about what you got going on that front, and more importantly, why you're doing both.
Yeah. Well, so right now, my agency has been stuck at around $100,000 a month for about a year, maybe even longer than that. I've had peaks where and this is just my agency.
Yep.
Now, there's a lot of infrastructure problems when it comes to doing this high volume of video, and I need better editors. And it's not a matter of just hiring editors. It's I need to train them. I need to find ones that have certain skill sets that I can identify. Because I have such a good team right now, I know the personality types. I know I can spot a good editor.
Yep.
And I can pluck a good editor and pay them $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month, bring them on my team, and then that allows me to go get 2 new clients. So I'm only limited in my agency with editors.
Yeah.
I need better editors faster.
Same.
And what's out there right now is not great.
Yeah.
And that's not a knock on video editors. It's just simply a reps thing, because a lot of people that are editing short form or calling themselves video editors started editing videos during COVID.
Yep.
When the Hermosi Reel became popular, everybody could edit videos now because all it was subtitling.
Right. Now it's just running through CapCut.
Yeah,
And
now
it's
I'm
a video editor. It's no, you're a proofreader. You change the spelling of the one word.
You're literally, and you don't even check to see if the spelling's correct half the time. So knowing that, what I'm focusing on now is, so I started a coaching group but that quickly became other agency owners wanting to learn from me to grow their agency, which is great. I have that, and I do that right now, but that's a whole separate other business now. And I'm not opposed to that. I do a call every week to make sure I fulfill all my, my duties as people in that coaching group. But I don't necessarily want to focus on that. I want my agency to keep getting bigger, because for me, the bigger my agency gets, the bigger I get.
Yeah. Because
of the level of clients I work with. And I'm still in this to grow the biggest personal brand I possibly can, because I want to be the level of my clients.
Yeah.
As I think everybody should try to build the biggest personal brand they can. And so I'm willing to take the agency to the point where I am just breaking even, but at the same time I'm growing my personal brand. Right. Because once you have a bigger personal brand, in my opinion, it's very easy to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month without doing a whole lot of work.
Right.
An example is I'm an affiliate for one company. I make $200 to $300 a day every day. That's just me recommending tools that I like.
Yep.
I have a coaching group that people pay $1,000 a month or $10K for the year. That there's 25 members in that. I have a what else I have? I do 1 hour consults, for $1,000. I probably do 4 to 5 a month.
Mm-hmm.
If you got rid of the coaching group and I still have the affiliate revenue and 1 hour consults, yeah. I'll make a lot.
But you can't do it all without the operations, because every single person who has a personal brand is coming to you.
Yes.
And the biggest problem is we need more people.
Yeah. So my new focus is not on the agencies, which I didn't essentially I want to make the industry better.
Right.
I love I think video editors are treated like slaves.
Yep.
I think some of them deserve to be treated like slaves because of how they operate and their quality of work. But I think as a whole, video editors are very valuable to everybody because they bring that message to life. They bring that story. They bring that persona. They encapsulate the whole story to make that creator look good. And yes, there is a harsh difference of there are people that just can't be good on camera.
Mm-hmm.
It's a gift, or it's a skill set you got to work at.
Yep.
And certain people succeed. Not everybody's a Grant Cardone. Not everybody can be a Ryan Pineda. Not everybody can be an Alex Hermosi. You have to have a lot of knowledge and experience to succeed at content.
Yep.
And it takes an editor to put that content out, even for the best people. So the better I can make the industry, the more money I'm going to make, and the more money everybody's going to make, because I can promise everybody watching this that the hardest thing for creators to find is good editors.
Yeah.
And they don't really want to outsource overseas.
Mm-mm.
They don't care to spend $10 less per video because they know how much of a headache it is.
Yep.
So if you're American editors, you are in high demand.
Right. I mean, that's where a lot of my passion just comes from.
Yeah.
Selling cars 8 years ago, trying to figure it all out through YouTube. just helping the other creators that feel like they're not valued, or like, you know, most creative people I meet are the one, like, we're the misfits, dude. Like, we're the ones who weren't good in school. We're like, stop dreaming, you know, like. Now it's like, wait, that was my fucking superpower, and you held me back for 30 years where I'm just in my brain thinking this thing. So a lot of what the side of coaching comes from me is like working with people. It also gives me fast reps with SOPs, systems. Does this make sense? Which only helps me build this side, find talent, partners in other cities now that can handle shooting. So I work with a lot of people that are like, I'm going to do coaching and stop the agency. And I'm like, you realize that's a whole new business where you got to learn everything you're going to have to learn in the agency, except now you don't have any of cash flow. So,
and I mean, it's like I want to help editors. Like, so I don't know exactly what that looks like yet. I'm in the midst. I don't know if it's going to be a school group. I don't know if it's going to be a WAP group because I'm learning more about that. There's like a lot. It might even be a Patreon. I don't know yet. I'm like undecided. But within the next like 30 days, I'm going to build some sort of small community. I say small to be like $10 a month. I want it to self-fund itself. So I have all the best video editors or short form editors specifically coming into my ecosystem where I do a monthly call, and then people from my team are going to do calls once a week. So to ultimately make the industry better, because I personally can make more money if I make the industry better. And I also want to, I don't know how it's going to work because I'm trying to figure it out, but I want to have contests inside there because I truly want people that can edit and see million view videos. Like that is what makes me a lot of money, and I'm willing to pay for that. Like what I would consider very good from the editing perspective. And the more people the more access I have to people that can do that, the better it is for them. I can provide them opportunities. I can give them to other creators. And you know, that's not there yet. And one thing I'm excited about, I don't know how it's going to work, but I want to, we track all of our million view videos in a spreadsheet every month. And I want to have it to where let's say that he edits a video for you and you get 1 million views from his video. He's in my group. He goes through the spreadsheet. He puts link to a proof of the raw file. Like, I need to be able to prove you made the video. A link to the video and the title of the video. And then I want to give him $100. Because the more of those that I get in my ecosystem,
for sure.
Like a couple things. One, I see a lot of viral videos, which helps my data. And two, if he makes a lot of videos for you, then I could be like, hey, you might want to pay that guy more, or because I know you, I would be like, hey, I want to poach your guy. He's crushing it. So
that's what I do when I first started.
So it's a job pool and a community for people to get better, because I geek out seeing 1 million view video. Like, yo, what was the hook? How long was it? Like, fuck, was this a phone? This is a camera. Like, yo, this was a man on the street. It was a talking head. Like, bro, this is a dope POV day in the life. Like, I love that shit. And I know there's people behind it making them. And they don't get the recognition they can deserve. But I don't think they set themselves up to even get the recognition. Because it's true. It's like video editors are very, in my opinion, they're very cheap. Videos are cheap. Like, if you're a video editor and you don't pay for your softwares, like you have a cracked version of Premiere Pro, Final Cut, I mean, for fuck's sake, it's your livelihood. Pay $40 a month or whatever it is. Or get good on ScreenFlow like I did. Or use CapCut on your phone, but be fucking good. So it's the industry has its quirks. And it's overrun now with people from India and Pakistan saying they'll do $5 videos. And more power to them, because $5 in India is a fucking life-changing amount of money. But that shit don't translate to good videos in America.
It doesn't. I think the core point is you're not too late to get into this field. There's so much demand for people who can create, who understand strategy, who can identify trends even.
There's a split right now of strategists and editors. And one doesn't exist without the other. Right now, if you're good, you're probably both people. And the best editors are. The best editors can watch a podcast by Modern Wisdom, pull out a clip, chop it up, edit it, subtitle it, and post it, and it does well. That's an ideal world. But that, unfortunately, is not the world we live in right now. So knowing that, there's a huge opportunity. Video's not going away.
That's what I always say to people. It's do people are still coming to us for websites? When did the internet come out?
Yeah. And I mean, but I think that there's some shifts that are going to happen, and maybe I'm the only one that does this, but I have a lot of video editors that send me DMs that want to edit for me. The first thing I do is click on their Instagram profile. Now, I'm not looking for 1 million followers. I know you're not going to have that if you're asking me to edit my videos. But if I get to a page and there's nothing there, there's 3 posts, there's something. Or there's videos where you're like, 3 ways to edit this better. Like, I'm like, nah, I'll pass. Like, for a couple reasons. One, you don't want to edit, you want to be a personal brand and you want to have an agency. You're probably not good enough to manage a team at some point. So you're at best, you might be a good multi-client freelance editor, which is cool, which is where you should stay. You can probably make 10, 15 grand a month if you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but there's also the editors that, I just want an editor that looks like a cool person. Like, they make videos for fun, and they're not making videos to grow their personal brand. And
right.
If you look at my account, it looks like somebody who just makes videos for fun. A perfect example of this is we're working with a new client. His name's Gary. Gary came recommended from 2 people to me. First thing Gary did was look at my Instagram. And he said, he looked at it, he said, "Oh, you have 110,000 followers." I was a little like, I feel like you should have more. The people that are recommending me have way more. He said, "But then I watched your videos." He said, "I started binging. I want to know who I was about to pay $10,000 a month to." And he said, now Gary did not give 2 shits if I made a video talking about trending hashtags. Like, did not care. He's like, "I like the video where you talked about your family. I like the video where you talked to your other client, Brandon, about his watches. I like the video where you did this." He said, "And then I also like the fact that all those had views."
Yeah.
Because I saw that you had way more views than I could ever dream of getting right now. And I want that.
Yep.
Like, that is your roadmap to, like, if your Instagram just shows that you know how to make videos and they perform to some degree.
Sure.
Even if they're getting 10,000 views.
Honestly, even if they're getting 1,000 views, because that's how I got all the agency leads coming in, was just but it's organic Insta small.
Person.
Like, it was me showing up and actually connecting with people and responding to comments, and then what do you guys want more of, and then leaning into that.
Like, I don't want to hire an editor or somebody that says they can manage my content if all their Instagram is talking about how to get clients and how many clients they have. And no, the more you charge for your services, the more boutique you become.
Yep.
And it becomes very hard to scale. Like, my business is hard to scale. It's a very lucrative business, but my clients hire me because I'm good. And it is a lot to do with me, and I care.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's a lot of people running agencies and making videos. They don't give a shit.
Correct.
Like, they're machines. They're cogs in a machine. And those people will be spit out, and they'll be looking for a new skill to master in the next 6 months to a year.
Yeah, I think there's a big, how long on average do clients stay working with you?
We have a huge, because we film and manage, my bare minimum is a little over a year.
Yeah.
I have some clients, Grant's been with me for over 2. And there's a lot to that, on retention. A lot of what keeps my clients coming back is also what makes my company unsustainable, technically, from a scalability standpoint. First being that we film in person every quarter. It's relying on me and one of my guys to go and get the footage, as well as we do manual posting. We manage the accounts. The clients have my phone number. Mm-hmm. They text me, so it's very hard. And if I'm deserving to be unplugged, I'm all about feedback. But it's very hard for somebody to unplug us. Yeah, because we are now we're not just filming for a few hours either. We show up, in some cases, we get to your house at 4:00 in the morning, and we follow you all day. And then we eat dinner. I'm meeting your children. I'm making coffee in your house. I'm eating food. Brandon has keto snacks in his fridge that I eat. Yeah. We are a part of your life. And I think that there's a respect and a certain level that goes into that it is hard for them to say, "Fuck you, Ryan, I don't want to work with you anymore." And part of that's on purpose. I want high retention. I'm in it to make money. Yeah. But it's most people are afraid to do that, and or they don't have the social skills to be good at that either. You know, and we direct. We don't script anything. But we help them say what they need to say.
All right, so let's say I'm watching this and I'm like, dude, I'm not Ryan. I never was out putting out videos about picking up girls and partying and like scale. I haven't scaled an agency. I'm not that social person to do that. What could someone like that do, and how could they grow?
Yeah. Well, I think the best way to start editing videos, and like the best way for a video editor in my eyes to get to 10K a month, right? 10K a month, I think is very attainable for a video editor. That ultimately is 2 clients, right? So how do you get 2 clients? To get 2 clients, you actually have to do a minimum of 1 or 2 free clients. And what I mean by free clients is you need case studies.
Yeah.
And the easiest way to get case studies is in your local area. And there's a guy, he's an up and coming. I don't like all of his stuff, but I do appreciate what he's doing. It's Camera Cam. We were talking about him the other day. He's got a YouTube. He's cold approaching car dealerships and going in. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know that everybody's cut out for that, but I think you should be. But the easiest way that I would say is you need to find somebody in your local area that you can say, I want to work with you for 30 days for free. I want to do all of your content. I want to shoot with you, and I want to edit it, and I want to manage your Instagram. I don't want to charge you anything. I want you to trust me that I'm going to put your brand at the forefront. I'm not going to make you look bad, but I need it to help somebody grow or get views so I can go on to further myself. You're probably going to get a couple no's because not everybody wants free work.
Yep.
Like, even if it's good free work, they don't want it. Like, I don't want free work. Like, so you might get told no, but there's a lot of people that need help. Best places to look at, like dental offices, chiropractors, med spas. You also want to find and target people that have money.
Yeah.
Chiropractors, dental offices, med spas, plastic surgeons, they make money.
Established businesses.
They can
establish businesses. Startups don't know what they're doing. They've never spent money on marketing. They don't have systems in place. They get 2 clients and it's like, I need 18 months to fulfill on this work. Yeah. Find a company already doing $1 million a year and your life will be so much easier.
Yeah, because you want to charge them. Ultimately you want to start for free. But the pitch is I want to do this for free for 30 days. You may even need to stretch this to 90 to build that relationship. But at the end of that 90, I want the option to negotiate because I want to charge you $5,000 a month to do this. You would be very hard pressed to have somebody say no to that offer if you did a good job in that 90 days.
Yep.
And by good job, meaning you need to get them what they want, which is more customers and people in their door.
Yep.
That means exposure. That means views, not just conversions. You need to get them exposure first so then they can get customers in the door. And then you rinse and repeat this. Do as many free as you need to get them into paid. But if they don't say yes at the end of that 90 or they don't say yes at the end of that 30, you're done. Cut it. I talked to a lot of videographers. They end up doing shit for months and not getting paid. Like, no. And then the biggest mistake that you will make in this process is you need to get an auto billing platform. Do not invoice people. Auto billing. You should not be guessing when your payment is coming in.
Right.
Your clients don't want to be invoiced. They want auto billing. Just like tell them this is how this works. And that you can get a service like Stripe does it. It's fucking Copecart does it.
Yep.
Samcart does it. Fucking I think you can do it. Bill.com does it. Like automate that shit. Get your money.
Right.
Like there's nothing worse than that. And I don't know why video editors don't do that.
I think it comes down to like confidence. You're like, you don't know what you don't know. So you're like, is it wrong for me to go after my money? And like, then you're not working. This is where I started just joining the communities early on. Cause I'm like, dude, I just need someone who knows yes or no. Like, hey, is it weird? It's like, fuck yeah, that's weird. Go get your money, dude. Okay, cool. Like just having that level of like, okay, you've been there before, you've done it. Because I was watching everything on YouTube and just trying to like,
you don't need
read
to
between the lines, dude.
You don't need film school.
You don't. I don't. What is film school? I don't even know what white balance is.
Yeah, I don't either. I use
white balance.
I use
auto color.
So just so the world knows, I've gotten a 500 million views. I use auto on my camera. I don't know how to use Premiere Pro, and I'm not a great editor. The only reason the subtitles that got popular came into existence was because I used ScreenFlow, and I had to manually do every word. And there are no other effects in ScreenFlow. You can just write out the words and cut them. Like, I am the most basic editor, But I learned from Casey Neistat that fancy doesn't win. Like, a lot of people compliment my lighting, and a lot of the clients do, because I'm able to make a cool looking set with very minimal equipment. That's because I was broke when I learned. Like, I didn't have money.
Yeah.
Like, I had to make my bedroom look cool. Like, I had to make the living room look cool. Like, that is more. I would rather do more before I hit record, so that the post-production, which I don't even know what that word means, the editing is easier later. And that's just something that I learned. And to circle back on to get the 10K a month, there's another thing that I think video editors need to do to close these clients. So if you're getting free clients in the case studies, if that doesn't pan out for you right away, this is what you need to do. Join all the groups like the BNIs, anywhere the local networking groups for business owners. Start going. And when you go, you need to bring your friend to hold your phone, and you have a mic, and you do videos with the people at these events.
Yeah.
Just interview them about stuff, talk to them about their businesses, how much money, whatever. Put yourself in an interview. And here's why. Because you're going to edit these and you're going to put these on your account, right? They're called man on the street videos. There is an art to them. You got to get good at them. So you need to do reps. But eventually you will get one that will get 100,000 views, or 1 million in my case, or 10 million in my case. That's nice. And when you do that, the person who's in that video is going to go, holy shit, this person, I did a video with Ryan and we got 1 million views. Do you know how many clients I've gotten from that?
Yeah.
I go to conferences and just film videos with people. I decide.
Insert Ryan.
Like,
it's like while we're here, you're just hanging out.
I want to say
meeting
something.
People and like making content.
Like, it's the easiest way. Like, because it's proof.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to, in this case, Brandon Carter, Chris Crone, who else? Like Kevin, we work with Kevin Nations. We work a lot of, if you see me in a video with a client, go to their YouTube or their TikTok and search by most popular. I guarantee you I'm in their top 5 on every one of them. Like, that's an acquisition strategy. Mm-hmm. It does make it hard to scale because now they want me in a lot of videos. But if you're just getting locally trying to get clients, get in your realtor's videos. Go ask them how much. Can you give me a walkthrough on $1 million home?
Yeah. Well, because that's the other side of it. A lot of people struggle with the creation side. So if you can come in, prompt them, ask them questions, give them hype, like be their hype guy. You know, get them pumped just to like, people feel weird like walking around and like, okay, let me talk to you. Verbally speak out loud what I'm doing right now, even though you can see what I'm doing. And that's vlogging. It's really weird when you first get it.
And you look at, there's so much success. Like Daniel Mack walking up to people with nice cars. Caleb Simpson asking people what their apartments look like in New York City.
Yeah.
I bet those channels started as a joke.
Right.
Like, do you think anybody will show me their apartment if I ask them?
Yep.
Next thing you know, dude's at fucking Barbara Corcoran's house and he's hanging out with Blake Lively. He's hanging out with fucking Damon John. Like, fucking, I think he toured like P. Diddy's house. Like, you know, who knows? That might have been a weird one, though.
Could have been weird. We're
spitting names out there. Wonder why they're top of mind. Anyways, but point being is, if you combine, you're doing case studies, you're doing good work for somebody, you're actively putting videos out that are growing your following to show that you are actually a person. Those two together will not fail, because I promise you, and this is what like people ask me, like, Roy, what, like, you know, why would I work with you over somebody else? And I go, how many followers do I have? I know what it's like to go viral. Like, I know what it's like to go viral and have it go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Because that happens to a lot of people. And as soon as it happens, I send them a text. Hey, here's what's going to happen. How long do you think that retention is going to be with that client?
Yeah.
Like, there is a shift now that you're either a creator or you're a worker for a creator. But, like, you can be both. Like, you can. And I think that there's also, you should choose which one you think you're best at. Like,
well, dude, so this is how I actually got a lot of these first travel campaigns. Was I was working with local like semi-truck companies and childcare and events and stuff. And that would be like my 9 to 5, if you will. And I looked at my agency during that first year as like, what does the business need today? Not what do I want to do? But nights or weekends was when I'm like, cool, I'm going to go get some drone shit at the beach, or this trip, I'm just going to spend time. Like my Kenya video probably took 50 hours to edit.
Yeah.
But those videos, I started reaching out to travel influencers saying, hey, if you need help when you're in town, let's connect. Let me shoot some stuff. Let me edit it. I don't want one. I don't even need to mention me. You can just post it.
Yeah.
So I just helped them grow their channels. And then eventually their brands were like, well, how do we get those style videos? He's got to come. Next thing you know, I'm in Kenya and Antarctica and Maldives with 2 butlers.
Yeah.
And I'm like a nobody. Nobody. Like,
as I say, I look at myself. I'm like, I pulled up to Grant Cardone's house in Luis's Hyundai. Like, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, you know, so it's like, it's wild. But like, it comes with like, you know, I started with free work.
Yeah.
Like, and I did a significant amount of work to prove myself. And I think that step is being lost, because I do think it's easy to come online now and say that you can edit videos and get some clients, but your churn is going to be incredibly high. Like, because despite what everybody on the internet is telling you, like, you need attention, aka views, and then those views need to turn into something for the client.
Yeah.
And the clients that I work with don't need my help monetizing at all. And I would urge whoever is watching this is like trying to do this, like, you got to decide kind of where you're stronger. Are you a conversion guy or are you an attention guy? And you ultimately need skills in both. But if you're in a conversion guy, you're probably best fit for ads. Like, so don't even try fucking organic content. Do ad creative, ad UGC, go that route and fucking own it. But if you are good at getting organic views, maybe for yourself or for your clients, like, then don't deviate, don't mix the worlds, because I talk to a lot of people here. You can make more money doing both, but it does nothing but bog down your infrastructure unless you know what you're doing as more of a business owner.
Yep.
And like, I don't touch long form.
Right. And we never really messed with short form until recently.
And that's cool.
Right.
Like, it's like, you know, don't do it. It's hard because you'll get a client and they're like, can you do it all?
Yep.
And when you have one client or two, you're fine.
Right.
But when you have 3, 4,
scale,
5,
you can't.
And I think that the more clients you churn, the bigger the knock is on your reputation.
Yeah.
So the less you can churn, the more money you can charge the next time. And I would urge you to try to raise your prices until you're to a point where you're like, you know, like, I don't want to charge more, not because I know I can't, but because I love kids. Yeah. But because the expectation of what I'm charging for. Like, when you charge $10,000 a month, there's an expectation that comes with that I don't think normal people know what it feels like. It's $120,000 a year. Like, let that sink in, because I plan on working for somebody for a year. They're paying me $100,000.
Right.
I better fucking perform.
Right.
Like, if I don't expect them to keep me.
What I try to put it in terms of is like, okay, now imagine if, like, I'm hiring you and I got to pay you that $100,000.
Yeah.
Like, would you do that? Like, would you be paying me $100,000 for this content? And how seriously would you be taking that then?
Yeah.
You know, like, and that is, even for myself, I've thought of it that way. I'm like, dude, they are giving us well over 6 figures a year to just grow this YouTube for 4 years. We've been growing this channel, and we're like,
it's massive.
And then on the other side, it's like, dude, we have people in Norway that will like come to their office now and get autographs from the like lead mechanics because they're like, we saw your videos, we love them, you know?
We love,
And it's just crazy because like the world is giant, but like the community is small right now.
It's so small.
It is small. The people at the top, everyone that I've met for the most part, they all want to help you because we've gone through it, and we're not the people that were like on Wall Street before. I was selling cars, you know?
Well, that's why I'm like, I look at this, like, I have 18 clients.
Yep.
And we're doing around 100 a month.
Yep.
Let's say that I doubled that. So like 40 clients. And we're doing $250,000, $300,000 a month or whatever. That's still 40 clients. 40. How many businesses are in the world right now? I can't even touch an eighth of what's out there. So like, I don't hold anything back. I share my revenue. I share my skill. I share it all. I don't give a fuck. Like,
right.
You know, and that's another thing. It's like, I will say it gets scary sharing your income and everything.
Yep.
Like, people judge you. Like, everybody on my team knows what everybody makes.
Yeah, it keeps them accountable too, though.
Like, it does. Like, I'm like, you know, and it also puts into perspective who I'm getting in videos with. Like, and that didn't really start until I got bigger. Like, I filmed the videos this year with a couple different people that never saw the light of day because I'm like, I don't know if I want to be associated with that person.
Yeah.
Like, and they paid me and I refunded them back. I was like, hey, one guy, he paid me $10,000 for me and my team to come out and do 2 days. The goal was around 90 to 100 videos. And contractually, like, he wanted 20 videos with me. Over Zoom and during the pitch, he seemed like a cool guy. Everything was great. You know, I book our travel. We go to Vegas, me, Luis, and at the time, Ariana, who was working with me. You know, we show up at this house and instantly got this obnoxiously weird vibes. Very uncomfortable. I didn't really know what to do. It was the first time it's happened. Because normally when people come to me, they're very wealthy.
Yep.
So when they say, come film videos at our house, I think a Brandon Carter, my 88th floor Miami penthouse, or a Cardone's $25 million South Beach mansion, or, you know, even my own house is really nice to film in. Like, I'm like, so my standards have kind of gotten higher. This was not good. I was like, oh, well, there's a pool. Let's film out there. Yeah, that shit was not the color a pool should be. And, like, you know, the whole day, it turned out a lot of, you know, what he was doing was, in my opinion, a scam. You know, and I know my clients get a lot of heat on the internet, and I do as well for being the guy that films with all the scammers. Like, I don't think any of my clients are a scammer. No. If I'm proven otherwise at some point, I will accept that, and I'll probably be transparent and talk about it on the internet too. I have a couple that, you know, we'll see where that goes. Like, but, you know, at the end of the day, who you associate yourself with on video matters. Yeah. And that's how your clients think too, because it's not always about, you know, like, we get a bad rap because it's like, oh, Ryan and them will do anything to get you virality. It's like, no, it's anything you say. This is you. Yeah. I'm not putting words in your mouth. Like, you're saying this shit. Like,
probably be dangerous to work with me.
Yeah. Like, you know, like, so, but I mean, that I don't know, there was a little tangent there, but I'd say, like, you know, who you get in videos with matters. And that's why it's even cooler, like, for a new video editor, everybody's so open to filming. Yeah. You can do videos with anybody. Yep. Like, you might get the CEO of a fucking massive local company. There you go.
A lot of people connected to that.
A lot of people are going to find you. And then, or it's like car dealerships. Yep. Go talk to the salesman. Go do this. Fucking chiropractors. Like, there's so many. You just got to step your foot in that door. Like, that's it.
Got to get your name out there. Got to talk to people. But like, everyone from businesses to personal, like, everyone needs content.
Everybody needs videos.
Everyone needs content now. It's like I'll get hit up from my friends. It's like, it's my 1-year-old birthday party. Can you come, like, make a video? And I'm like, maybe. Like, it depends what kind of slide you got.
Well, I'm like, now it's like, where's that? Like, when I go, like, I just went on a 7-day cruise, and I was like, and I'm like, what do I bring? And I'm like, if I bring this, it's a job. Okay, I'm gonna leave that at home and take my phone.
The whole Bahamas vlog, only phone. No mics, nothing.
I still filmed 180 clips with my cell phone, and I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, you still did.
It's so fucking fun.
Awesome, man. So I got one last question for you. What excites you most right now?
I really like making videos that get views. Like, I genuinely get excited. Like, I try my hardest to make every video I put out get 1 million views. And I still get excited when I go viral. But it's evolved a little bit, and now I'm like, I want to go viral at different things. Right now, I'm very big on the day in the life videos. Yep. I want to get 1 million views on one. Okay. Most I got right now is 50K. Okay. So I'm a long ways away. I've only made like 20 or 25 of them, I think. I'm like, I got another 100 or 500 in me. Let's see where this goes.
See, that's the difference. Like, people are like, you made 25 and didn't hit. Like, and he's like, oh, just like 100 more and I'm good. Like, even when you were talking about earlier about, like, with coaching and the agency, it's like, I don't know, but it just works somehow. And, like, you keep going and then you figure it out. Like, push. What I try to do is usually, like, twice a year, slow down. Like, December and then, like, midsummer, just like, yo, let's just slow down. Like, where are we at? What's actually happening numbers-wise? What are you even doing over here? Where did you come from on my couch this morning? Yeah. Like, and just kind of like revisit things. Even some of our clients were like, hey, we're way over delivering. Like, this was supposed to be one minute video a month. You're at 8 minutes. That is 8 times the deliverables, dude. Like, we need more budget, or we got to revisit this. You know?
Well, it's like, I'm a big believer, like, you know, to add to that, and then we can wrap it up. It's like, Hermosi has a great quote. He's like, on a 5-year time horizon, anybody can be rich. And I was looking at my Stripe screenshot. I gotta show you this. So my Stripe account, I've had it for a very long time. And, you know, so we can agree here. That says 2.99 M.
Yeah.
Right. But look, so right here, I started making money May 2016. So April 2016, I was making $1,000 a month. Nothing. No more than like $5,000 a month. All the way until February of 2021, I had my first $20,000 a month. From February of 2021, I had another big, I had my first 40 in October of 2021. And then since October-ish of 2021, I've made $3 million.
Yeah.
That 2016 to 2021 is 6 years.
Right, which only just lets you go deeper into your obsession of figuring out how to make the best viral videos. Like it no longer, yes, we have stress.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a challenge, but I think once you get past that basic barrier, it becomes like you have fun playing the game and just keep for me it is like,
that's what I'm like,
I just want to obsess on funnels and figure out systems and SOPs and like how to help editors understand stuff better or production people or whatever.
Yeah, people ask me like, what are you gonna do if they ban TikTok? I'll be like,
just go to another platform and dominate there.
Like, I know how to make short form videos. I don't need a fucking platform. There's 20 others.
Right.
I'll go to LinkedIn.
You could probably start your own platform.
I'll go to LinkedIn and go viral over there.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Once you know how to make videos, we're at a creator event. It's called Creator Fest right now. What everyone in this room has, or at least the good ones have, is the skill set to get attention.
Yep.
If you can do that, you can get paid for yourself. You can get paid by any brand, any fucking business. They all want attention. You're set for life.
That's it.
But you got to get attention.
Get attention, put it in the work, fucking stay savage. Let's go.